Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever wondered about one of the biggest paradoxes in the animal kingdom? I'm talking about our feline friends, of course. Cats absolutely love fish, right? Just the crinkle of a tuna can is enough to summon them from the deepest slumber. But at the same time, most cats will avoid water like it's the plague. So, what's the deal? Why do cats love to eat fish but are so famously afraid of water? It's a fascinating question, and today we're diving deep to uncover the truth. Stick around, because the answers might just surprise you. First, let's tackle the fish obsession. Where does it come from? Many people think it's an ancient, ingrained instinct. They picture cats' ancestors prowling the banks of rivers, snatching fish right out of the water. But here's a fun fact. The wild ancestor of our domestic cats is the African wildcat, a creature that lived in the deserts of the Middle East. As you can imagine, there weren't exactly a lot of salmon swimming through the sand dunes. Their diet consisted mainly of small mammals, birds, and insects. So, the idea that cats are naturally born fish eaters is actually a bit of a myth. So, if it's not from their desert ancestors, where did this love for fish come from? The most likely theory points to ancient Egypt around 4,000 years ago. This is where cats first started to become domesticated. The Egyptians, living along the Nile River, had a diet rich in fish. They would often leave fish scraps out, and clever cats, ever the opportunists, learned that hanging around humans meant an easy, delicious, and protein-packed meal. This behavior was passed down through generations. Cats are incredibly smart and adaptable. They learned that fish is a fantastic source of nutrients, especially taurine, which is essential for their heart and eye health. Fast forward a few thousand years, and this learned behavior has become so common that we just assume it's a natural instinct. It's more of a cultural tradition for cats than a genetic one. Okay, so we've solved the fish mystery. Now for the second part of the puzzle. Why the fear of water? One of the biggest reasons is their fur. A cat's coat is not designed to be water repellent like a duck's feathers. When a cat gets soaked, its fur becomes incredibly heavy. This not only makes it hard to move and escape potential danger, but it also strips away their natural insulating oils, making them feel cold and vulnerable. Imagine wearing a heavy, wet woolen coat. Not very comfortable, right? It can take a very long time for their dense fur to dry, and during that time, their body temperature can drop. So, for a cat, getting wet is a serious survival disadvantage. Another key reason is the element of surprise. Cats are creatures of habit and control. They hate unexpected sensations. The feeling of being suddenly drenched or submerged in water is a huge sensory shock. It's unpredictable and removes their sense of being in command of their environment. Plus, many cats' first experiences with water are negative ones, like being forcibly bathed. These experiences create a lasting negative association. They remember that feeling of powerlessness and discomfort, and they'll do anything to avoid repeating it. Their sensitive ears and noses are also a factor. The smell of chemicals in tap water can be off-putting, and getting water in their ears is not only uncomfortable but can also lead to infections. But here's a twist. Not all cats hate water. Have you ever heard of a Turkish van? This breed is famously known as the swimming cat. They have a unique cashmere-like coat that is naturally water-resistant, allowing them to swim without getting waterlogged. Other breeds, like Bengals and Maine Coons, are also known to be more curious and playful around water. This shows us that while most domestic cats have good reasons to avoid a dip, it's not a universal rule. It often comes down to individual personality, breed, and, most importantly, their early life experiences. A kitten that is gently and positively introduced to water might grow up to enjoy it. So there you have it. The great cat paradox isn't such a paradox after all. Their love for fish is a learned tradition from thousands of years of living alongside humans. And their fear of water is a practical survival instinct tied to their furs, their need for control, and their past experiences. It's a perfect example of how complex and fascinating our furry companions truly are. What about your cat? Does it fit the stereotype, or is it a water-loving exception? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of cats, please give this video a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.